Hello Meno Movers, and a massive welcome along to this strength session. I'm really excited. This is my first time filming a strength session, an on-demand workout, so we're going to crack on in. But this session here, I've designed it so that you can do it really at whatever ability you're at, whether you're just started out and you're doing body weight movements, progressing into adding some load, or you're someone that's a bit more experienced and you're ready to use your barbell, or you've used your barbell, etc. So make sure you've got, if you are using your weights, make sure you've got your setup here. So you can see I've got a range of dumbbells here. So I like to recommend having a heavy, quite a heavy set, moderate heavy set, and a light set. So I've got 3 sets of 2 dumbbells, so pairs. So my heavies here, I've got 12s, then I've got 10s, and then I've got 5s. Okay, so it's just so that you can get the most out of the session if you're using weights. You'll see here that I've got an exercise mat that's completely optional. We are doing some stuff on the ground today. At the end of the session, we're doing some core work. I have a bench here now. We are going to be using the bench today for some rows, but if you don't have a bench, that's absolutely fine. A nice sturdy chair, a dining room chair that's sturdy, will work just fine as well. So the session's going to work. I'm going to go through and demonstrate all of the movements that we're going to do today, giving you some options along the way. And then we're going to do our warm-ups. We'll do 2 rounds of some mobility work and activation work, which you would obviously be doing if it was your own personalized session. You kind of do the same sort of movements. The main lift today that we're focusing on is our squat. Okay, so it's a squat dominant session. That's our main lift. And then we're moving into some accessory work. Similar to how your sessions are programmed, we're doing some RDLs, so working the hamstrings and the glutes. Then we're going to do some upper body work, we're going to do some push-ups, we're going to do some dumbbell rows, so some pull and push stuff, and we're going to do some lunges, so some single leg work. Finishing off with a core circuit, okay? So it's quite a lot to get through. It's going to be quite a big session, so just do your best. We're really going to focus on our rest time, so I'm going to take care of the timer for our rest, and I'll get on now and demonstrate our session. So, starting off, our squats, that's our main lift of the session. We're going to be doing 4 rounds of 6 reps, okay? So 4 times 6, that's how I write it out. I've got my whiteboard in front of me if you're wondering why I keep looking down. We're starting off with, I'm going to show you the 3 options that you have, no, 4 options actually, if you wanted to do body weight squats, okay? So sending the hips back and down, coming down, pushing that floor away, and squeezing the glutes, okay? So going nice and slow on the way down, and I want you to power up, really give those glutes a squeeze, making sure those knees are tracking over the toes. Other option from there, step up from there, is a goblet squat. So you take one of your dumbbells, so you would choose one that's relatively heavy if you can, because you're only going to be holding one. So I'm going to take one of my heavies, and I'm going to hold it up under the dumbbell top like so. Bring that stance out nice and wide, which is my comfortable squatting position. Okay, I'm going to have my knees tracking over my toes as I come down, and same with that body weight squat. Keep that chest up, send the hips back, come down, push the floor away, and squeeze. Okay, that would be 1 rep, and you're doing 6 reps in 1 set. So that's your goblet squat option. Then the other option, okay, progressing a little bit more, would be a front squat using your dumbbells. So I would be going a little bit lighter on that one. So front squat, you're actually going to take 2 dumbbells. You're going to rack them up on your shoulders, so keep the elbows nice and high. Really focus on keeping that chest up. And the same thing, squatting down, sending the hips back, keeping the chest proud, push the floor away, and squeeze. Okay, so that's quite heavy. You're going to be wanting to use your breath, so big breath in, come down, let the breath out at the top, okay? So what happens when you hold your breath like that, you're actually bracing your whole trunk, so it means you're going to get a nice solid rep and you can give it everything. Okay, the third option, and that's what I'm going to be doing, so we'll rotate the camera for this one, will be a barbell squat. So I've got my rack set up, so I'm going to move the position of the camera, which I'll do now. Okay, so here is my barbell set up here. I'm not going to load any weight on it, but I will for my sets coming up when we start the session. And I'm going to come under the barbell, grip the barbell, step under, drive up, take 2 steps back. Okay, drive the elbows down, big breath in, brace the core, coming down, pushing the floor away, and squeezing, and then letting that breath out at the top. Let me show you again. Big breath in. let the breath out. Okay, so, and then taking 2 steps in, safely racking that barbell back up. Okay, that would be your barbell squat. Okay, so that's our squat. So we're doing 4 rounds of 6 reps. You choose your option, it doesn't matter. We're going to do a 1.5 minute rest in between each set to really bring that baseline back down so we can give the next set as much as we gave the last, if that makes sense. Alrighty, so that's the heavy stuff. We're moving on to some accessory supersets. So a superset is one exercise after the next, and then you take your rest. We're going to do 3 rounds of each superset. So I'm going to bring the camera back around. Okay, so our first superset we're looking at is a dumbbell RDL, working the hamstrings and the glutes. Okay, so taking some heavy dumbbells, really focusing on pulling the shoulders back, okay, and squeezing the imaginary oranges under your armpits. My stance is about hip width here. Sending the butt back, pushing that imaginary button while I'm tracking those dumbbells down my legs. Once I feel that hamstring squeeze, I'm driving up and squeezing the glutes, okay? So that is your dumbbell RDL. Okay, you can perform this with a kettlebell as well, just holding one kettlebell, but for today I'm going to use my dumbbells. We're doing 8 reps, and I'll count my reps, you count yours, but I'll probably count mine out loud so you can follow along with me, and I won't go fast, or you can take your time. Okay, so, and then we're doing a push-up. So push-up options, you've got your wall, hands out nice and wide, bringing the chest to the wall, pushing through the palms of your hands, just keeping a nice straight back. Okay, otherwise coming down on the floor, or you could do it off a chair or a bench, floor, and same thing, bring those hands out nice and wide, coming down, pushing the floor away, and squeezing, keeping a nice straight back. Otherwise, you have got your regular push-ups on your toes, really pulling in the belly button with those as well to making sure you've got a nice tight core. The other option is doing them with your feet elevated. This is the obviously the hardest option. So coming up on your chair or your bench, and you are, same thing, coming down, pushing the floor away and squeezing. Okay, I'm going to give those a go today, but you choose the option that works best for you and it'll be all good. All right, so 1.5 minutes between each set. So it's a good amount of rest again. Once we've done 3 rounds of that, we're going to move on to our second superset, which is our dumbbell row. We're going to do these 8 reps per side. Use a bench, and if you don't have a bench, just use a sturdy chair where you can lean over and drive. Okay, so I'm just going to demonstrate using a slightly lighter weight, but I'd probably go to my moderate heavies for this one. Otherwise, it'd be heavy. Okay, but because we're doing 8 reps, which is quite a few, we'll see how we go. I might start heavy and move back down to moderate, but let's just see. So I'm just going to move my bench out slightly. Okay, so this one here, what I like to do is I like to rest one leg on the bench and have one hand planted. Now the idea is to keep my eyes down, and I want my hips to remain neutral. I don't want to be turning my body as I'm rowing. So I'm taking one dumbbell in one hand and I'm rowing that arm up, can't get my words out. I'm using my elbow and drawing my elbow up and squeezing my shoulder blade at the top. Now my hips want to move with it like this, but the idea is to keep them square so it takes a bit of core control. So I'm driving up and down. I'm doing 8. Okay, and then I'd be doing the other side, swapping hands, keeping the back flat, eyes down, driving up, leading with that elbow. Okay, so that is your dumbbell row. It's a lot of reps per side, but we can do it. Then we're doing a reverse lunge, okay, really working the quad and the glute. So you can do this body weight. You can do it holding one dumbbell here. You can do it holding one either side, okay? So eyes forward, chest open, chest proud. We're not leaning forward, okay? We're going to pull the shoulders back and down. You're going to lunge one leg back and then bring it back to the center. One leg back, bring it back to the center. Now, what I like to say is you want to lunge reasonably wide. So you don't want to lunge behind the other foot because then you're having to focus on that balance a little bit more. So lunging like on a train track rather than a tightrope, and keeping those eyes forward is really good for your balance as well. We're going to do 8 of those per side as well. A lot of reps, but we're doing 3 rounds, so it's a lot. And then we're moving into our core section. Hope you're still with me because there's a lot of talk. That's my little baby on the monitor, so she can hang out with us while she has her lunch nap. We're doing a crunch, so I've got my mat here, and we're going to do 10 crunches, okay? Lying down, really pressing that lower back into the floor. I like to have my hands behind my ears, come up, crunch and down, crunch and down. That's 10 of those, and then we're going into 10 bicycle crunches. I'm actually just going to do 5 per side. This one here where you bring your elbow to your knee and you cycle, following it with your eyes, and you'll feel a nice squeeze in your obliques. Now, option here is to just step it out. Okay, step it out, and if you can't quite touch the knee to the elbow, just go as high as feels right for you. You're still going to get a bit of activation through those obliques, okay? So we're going to do 5 each side of those bicycle crunches, and then we're going to flip over and come into a 30-second plank, okay? So either on your elbows and your knees, okay? Really pulling that belly button and eyes down, back flat, bum down, okay? You hold that for 30. Otherwise, the other option is to come up on your toes and same. We don't want bums in the air. We want to keep a nice flat back, so almost making sure the weight is over those elbows. Okay, 30 seconds, and we're doing 3 rounds. It is a lot, team. That is our session, but we're going to crack on and get into it because we don't like to waste time, right? So let's get on now into our warm-up. So really making sure we're activating the muscles that we're going to be using today is super important. I'd almost suggest that you've done 2 or 3 minutes on a machine just to get things moving, get the blood flowing, but I will park that today. But if you wanted to pause and do a 2-3 minute spin on your machine if you have one, or a quick up and down the driveway, up to you. But we're going to start off with 10 squats, body weight squats. And remember, we're not warmed up, so you might not have all the depth. So come with me now. 1 and 2. And I want you to think about when you're at the bottom of that movement, pushing those knees out, okay? 3. If you had a broomstick here, or a dowel stick, you could hold it, or you could put one hand on the wall for support if you need it. I want you to count your reps till you're about 10. Okay, and you should start to feel those legs warming up with every rep. I've lost count, so I'm just going to guess. And 10, let's say that's 10. Runner's lunge, I do this one all the time. Okay, you'll notice this is probably in your warm-up most days. Okay, really coming down and driving forward. You feel a nice squeeze in that hip flexor muscle. Come down on the mat or the floor, plant your hands down if you can. Now focusing on driving that knee forward, push that hip out, that knee out a little bit to open up the hip. The hand closest to that foot, you're going to rotate around, follow it with your eyes, open up that chest and shoulder, and then thread it back through. Let's do 5 per side. And as you come down, you might feel that hip opening just that little bit more. We need that hip activation for those squats that are coming up. Okay, let's change sides. Good work. It's really important at this stage in life that you really take the time to warm up, okay? Because if you don't, unfortunately, you're on a 20-year-old body anymore, and you can't get away with just cracking straight into a workout. Well, I certainly can't. Staying on the ground actually for another hip one. So plant your feet. This is called 90-90. So you're actually going to try and keep your feet where they are. I like to put my hands down, drop the knees down, and try and keep the hips square. So try not to turn with those legs, and you'll get a nice big stretch down one side. So we'll do 10 90-90s. So we don't want injuries and things like that. We want to make sure that we warm up well, cool down well, and all of those things, so that we're really taking care of our bodies and we can actually get the most out of the session as well. Okay, coming into a hamstring. So coming up onto your feet, grab those ankles, push through your heels, drive up and squeeze, and you'll feel those hamstrings warming up. 10 of these. These are often in the warm-ups as well. Most days, sometimes I just do exactly the same movements in my sessions because I know it works. Okay, and why change it up if it works, right? Sometimes basics are the best. All right, and the last one I've got on there, which you always will have as well, is a pass-through. Really good to open up the chest. If you've got a band, you can hold a band on either side. Okay, I like to use a stick. And the more warmed up you get, you can start bringing those hands in. Okay? We're going to do another round of those, and then we're getting straight into this session, guys. The good thing about this workout is you don't need a lot of equipment. You can make do with what you've got. You can do it at home. You can do it at the gym. It is completely up to you, and there are always options for all levels. Whoopsies, I nearly tripped over. So back to the start now. I'm going back into those body weight squats. Okay, you might find you've got a little bit more movement now. Okay, you're going to do 10. Just count your reps. That's the way. Make sure you've got a drink handy as well, because in those rest periods, allow yourself to have some water, okay? Really important you take the rest, and obviously at this stage of life, as we start to reduce our rep count, when you've got the movements down, we start to lift heavier loads and the rep counts reduce, okay? But what that means is you're going heavier, so you need that recovery time. Runner's lunge, dropping down, 5 per side. It's quite warm in here today, which I'm not complaining. We've had some horrible weather, so any of these nice days, I'm really grateful. All right, next up we had the 90-90 stretch. Dropping those feet down, keeping those hips square, and getting that nice hip stretch. Quite hard, this one. I find one side's more flexible than the other, which is often the case. We tend to favour one side if we're carrying groceries or we're carrying children. You often favour the one side, so it gets a bit tight. And next up was our hamstring stretch or frog stretch. Keep the elbows inside the knees, drive through the heels. That's the way. And our pass-throughs. Now, I always say at the start of once I've done a recording, if you're not quite warmed up, because I'm feeling warmed up, but you might not be, and that's absolutely fine. All our bodies are different. If you're not, maybe go through those movements once more, or add anything else that you need to do for your body, okay? We've all got different things going on, so you might have something that needs a little bit more attention than something else. So make sure you take care of that and before you hit up the session. Alrighty, team. Warm up done. So first up, I'm gonna grab a quick drink. We have our heavy squats, okay? So whatever option you're choosing, whether it be your bodyweight squats, your front squats, your goblet squats, or even your barbell squats, 6 reps. So I'm gonna get under the bar now and do my 6 reps. I will rotate the camera a wee bit so you can see, and you can perform yours while I perform mine. All right, so 6 reps. I'm gonna add a little bit of weight to the bar. Okay, while I'm doing this, you could be getting your dumbbells ready. I'm gonna take care of that timer. We're gonna have 90 seconds in between. Okay, so I'm loading my bar now. All right. Okay, team, I'm under the bar. I'm starting my 6 reps in 3, 2, and 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, use the breath, 5, and 6. I'm re-racking the bar. Okay, it's time to put your dumbbells down, have your rest, and I've got the rest here sorted for us. Take the time now to have a drink and recover. Okay, if you need to change your weights out, now would be the time. If you need to go heavier, you need to reduce it, you need to add more to the bar, you can do that now. So let's bring those, my heart rate comes up, which is normal, because I'm holding my breath for every rep. All right, that's already 30 seconds down. See, time actually does go quite fast. We've got 4 rounds, that's 1 down already. Whew. So try and take a few big breaths in just to control your breathing if your heart rate has come up. Whew. Nice work. And the good thing about these sessions is that they're always going to be there, so you can go back and do it again another time, and I will keep adding to these every single week. So the library is going to get bigger and bigger, and you can do these at home, whether you're on holiday, whether you're at the gym. Super handy to have just to hit play and follow along. All right, guys, 30 seconds. We're going to get into that second round. Last 15. So if you're doing a front squat or a goblet, maybe grab that weight now, get it into position. 5, All right, let's start those next 6 reps. Use the breath, embrace the core, and think about each rep. 1, 2, really push the floor away. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I'm racking up. Okay, you should have completed your 6. Let's start that timer again. Another 1 minute 30 recovery. Grabbing a drink. All right. If you have any questions about anything in today's session or this session, because it's not just today, it can be any day, please flick me a message anytime. Maybe it's something you're unsure of, or maybe something's not feeling right for you in any of these exercises, then just reach out and we can have a chat about that. Whew. All right, there's 2 down, 2 to go. And some of you may not in your programs yet be working in supersets, which is absolutely fine because today you're going to be. The beauty of a superset is you can work different muscles quite quickly if you've got a short amount of time, okay? So you can get a lot achieved using a superset. You can work opposing muscles as well, which is really effective. But I like to do supersets because I'm often short on time, you know what I mean? So you can get a lot achieved. And it's quite hard, it's quite challenging actually. All right, 30 more seconds guys, and we're back under that bar. If you need to adjust your weight, make sure you do that now. I'm gonna leave mine as it is today. My legs are a little bit sore, not sore, but I can feel they're a bit heavier. So I'm gonna leave it as it is. Normally I'd probably be trying to go up just increments per set, but today that's good as it is. Okay, so let's get ready to go for our next 3rd set in 3, 2, and 1. That's our minute half done. Back under the bar or back under your dumbbell, or body weight is fine too. All right. Actually, yeah, that was 6. I'm pretty sure I did 6. And if I didn't, you need to do 6. That's my reps done. All right, next rest period. One thing that did come to my head then is if these strength sessions, super important that you're fueling before and you're fueling after, okay? Because the amount of energy that you're using while you're doing these weighted sessions is massive, and your body needs the fuel. Your muscles need the fuel. So really important you get some carbohydrates and some protein before and after, and you bookend it. So before and after, whether that be a protein shake and a banana, something like that. But really important that you're eating. I usually do these sessions after breakfast or after lunch. So I've had my lunch already today, and I know that I've got enough energy, enough fuel on board to sustain this workout and get the most out of it. Because otherwise you feel tired, you can't lift as heavy, okay, and it's just not great. So make sure you've done that, people. All right, last set coming up in 35 seconds. Let's smash it out, and then we can get into our superset work. All right. 20 seconds. Just checking my mic hasn't turned off, because it has done in the past. All right, team, in 3, 2, and 1, you can start your final set. Two, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Walking my bar back in now. All right, and that is our first block of work completed. Well done. Give yourself a pat on the back and grab a drink. That was tough, but really good. I'm going to move the camera around slightly now so we can get into our superset work. Okay team, we still have to take that 1.5 minute break before we crack in, but remember our first superset coming up is our dumbbell RDL. So hinging at the hips, feeling the hamstrings pinch, driving back 8. And this is where our reps come up a bit. We're doing 8 reps of each, and our second movement in that superset is your push-up. So you've got the wall option, the floor, the knees, the toes, the bench, okay? Or the chair. So choose your option, and you're doing 8. So keeping the reps at 8 for both movements. All right, for the dumbbell RDLs, I'm gonna go heavy. Not moderate, I'm gonna go heavy because they're big muscles, they can take a lot. And I know that my form allows me to go a bit heavier on these ones. All right, so what I want you to do now is grab your weights, stand up into position, your feet should be about hip width apart, pull the shoulders back and down, squeeze what would be imaginary oranges under your armpits. I'm gonna do these reps together. Are you ready? 8 reps in 3, 2, and 1. So hinging at the hips, keeping a flat back, sending those dumbbells down the legs, driving back up, squeeze. 1. Nice and slow on the way down. Let the breath out at the top. Keep those shoulders pulled back. This is 3. Just only go as low as feels right for you. 4. Hinging, not squatting. 5. Just slightly soft knees, but I'm pushing my butt back. 6. Good work. 2 more. You can do it. 7. Last one. Well done, that's 8. I'm putting the dumbbells down. Now we're moving into your push-ups. So choose your option. We're going for 8 push-ups. I'm going to do mine off the bench here. Okay, so I want to challenge myself. And I know that the floor push-ups I can do quite easily. So I've got my feet up. We're going to go in 3, 2, and 1. 8 reps. Push the floor away, squeeze. Keep the belly button drawn in. Eyes down. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Last one, and 8. Good work. Okay, we're going to rest now, team, for 1.5 minutes. And I have got that timer sorted. Hope you're sitting and resting. All right, good work. We've got 2 more rounds of that. Okay, so think about this next set. How did you find it? Was it easy for you? If it was easy, I would suggest you going up on the weights for your RDLs. If you found the push-ups too easy, maybe you've gone from the wall, maybe you could try your knees this time. Okay, or if the knees felt too easy, then try and go up to your toes. Really challenge yourself per set. That's how you're going to get stronger, and that's how you're making it's progressive. So just listen to how your body is feeling, but if you're feeling a bit tired, just stick to what you're doing, okay? So just get through it and just give it your best. That's all we can do. All right, under 1 minute and we'll go into our second set. We're just doing 3 of these. Okay, and then moving into that second superset. But I'm enjoying this so far. This is really, really fun. All right. All right, team, we've got 30 seconds and we're on for round 2. How good. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to go. I'll count you down though. When you're picking up dumbbells, always be careful. I always hinge down, okay? So don't roll my back or hurt my back just picking dumbbells up. That wouldn't be so good. But we're on in 10 seconds, team, so roll those shoulders back and down. Okay, really good form here is important. Let's go in 3, 2, and 1. Hinging, pinching the hamstrings, driving up. There goes my timer. Just ignore that for now. That's 1. 2, I'll pick up the second one on my way back down. 3, nice and slow on the way down and try and give it everything as you come back up. 4, send the hips back. 5, nice work. Keep the eyes down and follow the eyes as you come up. 6, 2 more. 7, keep the shoulders pulled back. And there's 8. Okay, dumbbells down. Okay, going into that second set of push-ups, whichever option you choose, straight into them. Pull the belly button in. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good work, team. Well done. I'm gonna start that timer again, and I'm gonna turn it off for the next set. Resting time, another set down, one more to go. You're doing a great job. You should be feeling that in your legs and your shoulders and your chest, okay? Really, really good. Alrighty, one more to go. And then we're into that next superset, which is gonna be a tough one because there's a lot of reps, but we're here for it. 45 seconds team, that's halfway through the rest. Think about this last set. Can you go up any weight? Can you change anything to make it a little bit more challenging for that last set? And if you want to stay where you are, that is absolutely fine as well. 30 seconds to go. Can feel that in my shoulders actually no, that might be from a couple of days ago. I think it is. All right, 10 seconds. I'm going to get my weights ready. I'm just going to slide them over so I can turn the timer off this time. All right, last 5 guys, get those weights into position. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. Third and final set, hinging up as you pick the dumbbells up, roll the shoulders back. Hinge, drive. 1, 2, 3, 4, halfway, good work. 5, 6, 7, last one. And 8, good stuff, straight into those press ups. Last set, you can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good work. If you're still going, you can do it. I'm going to start the timer for the rest between this superset and the next, and in that time I'm going to remind you what we're doing. We are doing our dumbbell rows with our reverse lunges, okay? So remember the dumbbell row on your chair or your bench. Okay, you're going to have one knee on, okay, or one, if it's just a chair, you might just have one hand on and you're going to stagger that stance, keeping those hips square, rowing that dumbbell up, okay? At this position here, I don't want you to open that chest. I want you to keep it nice and in line with the rest of your body. We're doing 8 per side, so choose a weight that you can comfortably do, but yet you're challenging yourself to do 8. The last 2 reps should always be pretty tricky, like it's a real grind, okay? So choose a good weight. I'm going to go for a heavy. We're doing 8 per side. Then we're going into those 8 reverse lunges per side, okay? Remember, you can do body weight. You can hold one dumbbell in the goblet position, or you can hold one per side, okay? So it's a lot of reps, so let's do it. We can do it in 30 seconds, 8 rows, okay? Remember, you've got your chair or your bench. 20 seconds. I'll count my reps, okay? So you don't have to count yours, but if you still want to count yours, you can. All right. Let's do it. Thinking about your form here is super important to get the most out of that movement. All right, 5 seconds, guys. Let's do it. 3, 2, and 1. We're doing 8 per side. Driving the elbow up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm going to put that dumbbell down there. Going straight now into those reverse lunges. This is a really tough superset. Okay, so do your best. I know you can. Roll the shoulders back, and we're going in 3, 2, and 1. Dropping a leg back, driving off the front. 1, alternating each side. Eyes forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this is halfway, 8, good, 9, 10, 11, nearly there, 12, 13, 14, 2 more, 15, last one, and 16, good work. Let's start that rest timer. Woo! Good stuff, that was tough, 2 more of those. Heart rates are up, good work. In your app, when you've got your program and you've got your rest timer going and it starts, if you need a little bit more rest, there's the option to go to add more time onto that rest, and you'll see it in the app, add 30 seconds, okay? You can absolutely do that. If you feel that the 1 minute 30 or whatever rest I've allocated you is not quite enough and you're not recovering, please add more rest. Because that's quite tough, that one, because there's a lot of reps. Which is fine, nothing wrong with it being tough. But if you think, actually I could do with a little bit more rest, you can either let me know and I can adjust it, or you can just do it manually yourself. Halfway through the rest, straight back into those dumbbell rows. Okay, if you're finding that was a bit easy and you're kind of pumping them out, I want you to challenge yourself and go a little bit heavier if you can. If you don't have a heavier dumbbell and you've got a heavier kettlebell, you could try that. Okay? I believe in you, you can do it. All right, team, set 2, 20 seconds to go. Get my dumbbell into position. 10 seconds. 8 per side. Same again. Okay, we're on. Let's do our 8 reps per side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side, straight into it. 1, keep the chest forward and don't turn it. 2, 3, 4, eyes down. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good work. Move that dumbbell to the side, straight into those lunges. Safely picking them up. Roll the shoulders back, open the chest up, eyes forward. Dropping back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good work. 5, if you're just doing these body weight, that's still a real challenge. 6, 7, 8, 9, really driving off that front leg. 10, eyes forward. 11, 12, 13, nearly there. 14, 15, and 16. Round 2, done. Let's start that timer. 1:30, we've got 1 more to go of those. Okay, and then we're moving into our final set of exercises, which is our core rounds. We're just going to move through. We've got 3 exercises straight after the other. It's like a tri-set, minute rest, and we're doing that 3 times. And then we're done. Woo, that's quite tough. Those high reps get that heart rate up. So good. Now after the end of the session, I'll do a couple of stretches with you to cool down, but I suggest you spend a good 5 to 10 minutes doing some of your own specific stretching. Okay, remember you've worked your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, so stretches for that. And obviously the upper body with the rows, okay, so some shoulder work. I want you to do that. I'll do a few with you, but then I'll let you carry on your own, because I don't want to be taking up your day. Okay, so, but make sure you stretch. Just turn that back on. Little lady's still asleep. Good little girl. 20 seconds and we're on. Final set of these. Let's really push to the end, guys. I know you can do it, but I know it's tough. It's tough for me too. But it's going to leave you feeling amazing. Okay, and you're building on that strength that you've already created in your program. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Woo, glad those are done. Let's go into the last set of lunges. You can do it. 3, 2, and 1. 8 per side. 1 and 2. Pull the shoulders back. 3, eyes forward, and 4. Drive off that front foot. 5, 6, 7. That's it. 8. Halfway. You're nearly there. 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 more. Let's go. 13 and 14. 2 more. 15 and 16. Good work. Put the dumbbells down. Shake out those arms. Timer's on for a rest. Get the breath back, and while you do that, grab a drink. I'm going to explain to you again our core section. I'm just going to move this back slightly. We've got 3 rounds, okay? 3 rounds of these. And we're going to have a minute rest in between this time. Okay, starting off with our crunch, okay? Just a basic crunch. We're going to lie back, crunch up and down. Think about breathing out as you crunch up. So breathe out will give you a bit more of a core crunch. Let me just check the camera for 1 sec while you're, just make sure my mat's in view, which it is. Fantastic. Okay, team. So we're doing 10 crunches. Then we're going into 10 bicycle crunches, so just 5 per side. Remember, you can step these out if you want or cycle them out. Opposite knee to opposite elbow. Okay, you'll feel that in your obliques. Straight into, and we'll flip over and I'll time a 30-second plank, okay? Oops. All right, we're nearly there. We've got less than 20 seconds to go. All right. Are you ready to do your 3 rounds? Let's do this. Let's smash it out right to the end. In 5 seconds, we're going to be on for those crunches. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. 10 crunches. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. 8, 9, and 10. Straight into your bicycle crunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Straight into now. However this plank looks for you, you've got 30 seconds in 2 and 1. 30-second plank on your elbows. Bring that weight forward. Draw on the belly button, eyes down. Hold it there. Keep that bum nice and flat if you're on your toes, if you're on your knees. Keep that back flat. All right, halfway already. 15 seconds, I need you to hold it there. Focus on your breathing. 10, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax. You've got 1 minute rest. We go again. We've got 2 more rounds. We're only recovering for 1 minute in these ones. And we go again. Good work, team. We're nearly there. You're doing a great job. Whew. 45 seconds rest. Back into your crunches. All right. Last 30 seconds rest. And we go again. Okay, on in 10. I'm just going to sit up here so I can turn off the alarm. 3, 2, and 1. And now we crunch. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bicycle crunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, rolling over now for our plank in 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds. Okay, really drawing in the belly button. You can do it, hold it there. That's it. Stay strong. You can do it. 15 seconds to go. Hold it there. I know it hurts. I know it's tough, but you can do it. Back flat, bum down, eyes down. Draw on the belly button for 5 more seconds. That's the way. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good work. A minute rest. We've got our final round, team. Hold on. You can do it. We've got this. 1 more set, and we are done. How good? Whew. Let me know if you did get through this whole session, because it's quite long, but structured the way I would structure your sessions as well. So this is how I also train. I don't just program your session for you like that. I also program myself the same sort of sessions, okay, because I know what works at this stage of life. 20 seconds to go. Last set, team. Let's do it together. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Into those crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bicycle crunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good work. Last 30-second plank. We can do it. Let's go. Straight into it. Last 30. You've got this. Keep the weight forward. Okay, otherwise your bums end up in the air, which we don't want. Bring that weight forward. Back flat. Squeeze the core. Pull the belly button in. 15 seconds to go. Hold it there right to the end. You can do it. Woo! And 10. 5, 3, 2, 1, and recover and rest. Guys, well done, honestly, for getting through that. That was a really great session, tough session. I'd love to know if you have completed that, and I'll know if you log it. So at the end of this, I want you to hit logged the session. Let me know with the wee bar if it was challenging for you, because it was challenging for me. I'd love to see it. So well done. Let's do a quick stretch. Let's just do a quad stretch from our squats. So hold a leg. If you need the hand on the wall, do that, and feel that stretch in that quad. Okay, so you've worked all over the body today. So you might be sore tomorrow, but doing these static stretches at the end of a session is super beneficial, okay? Especially now at this stage of life. Like I said at the start, you can't get away with the things that we used to do. You've really got to focus on the recovery aspect, okay? It's a massive part of what we do. So really, really important. So take the time. 5 to 10 minutes is all it takes. Okay, other side. Okay, if you're sore tomorrow, it's not a bad thing, but and you might even be sore 2 days later, and that's also quite normal. But giving yourself the stretching does certainly help. Okay. All right, we'll come down into a pigeon for the glute. So dropping one leg down, send the other leg back. Hold it there for one side. If you want to come all the way down, if you're quite flexible, you can do that. Otherwise, just stay up on your hands. But you'll feel a nice big stretch along your glute muscle there. Again, I program usually the same cool down, the same stretches at the end of your sessions, because I know what works. Okay, but you can always add your own at the end as well, okay? Other side. You can feel that, that's for sure. Okay, coming up into like a downward dog, and I want you to send the chest and head through. Try and bring your heels down and feel that big calf stretch, but you're also getting a bit of a stretch through the chest, shoulder, back area. Okay. All right, and back to that broomstick or that band. You can hold it now that you're warmed up and just hold it back like this, okay? And you'll feel a nice big stretch through your back, your shoulders. That feels really good. And what I like to do as well is give my lats a wee stretch. So come to one side and the other side. Okay, another one is grab a wall or a door frame, put your hand on the wall and twist the body. Big stretch along your arm, your bicep, your shoulder. Other side. All right. Guys, thanks so much for joining me on that one. Like I said, please make sure you log the workout so I can see that you've done it, because it makes me feel good, and I want to know that you've done it because I want to know how you're feeling about it. And but you should be super proud of yourself for getting through it, because it wasn't an easy session. But please, you know the session's going to be there again for you to try another time. And you can see what the great thing is, you can see your progression, because you might find in a few weeks' time you do the same session again, your weights have gone up, you've gotten stronger, which is so cool and so exciting. But thanks again, team. I'll be back soon with another strength session in our on-demand section. But for now, take care, stretch lots, and I'll see you soon.